Many of you may already know that Keir Starmer, the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, is enjoying a holiday with his family in Madeira. This marks his first vacation since taking on the role of Prime Minister. Accompanying him are his wife, Victoria Starmer, and their children. However, what should have been a peaceful family getaway has sparked significant controversy, upsetting hundreds of tourists on the island. In today's video, we will discuss this all whilst going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast. According to reports, Starmer and his family were involved in a queue-jumping incident that left many holidaymakers frustrated and angry. The scene unfolded during a visit to Madeira's famous toboggan ride, a popular attraction that often draws large crowds. Some tourists had reportedly waited in line for up to 3 hours to enjoy the ride, only to see the Prime Minister and his family bypass the queue entirely. Eyewitnesses described the incident in detail. One tourist recounted, "We arrived at around 10 a.m. and joined the queue like everyone else. Despite having pre-booked our rides, we patiently waited our turn alongside others, including many British visitors who had come off cruise ships. The atmosphere was calm and orderly. People were polite, as Brits are known to be when queuing. However, things changed dramatically just after 1 p.m. when we noticed a convoy arriving. Keir Starmer stepped out of a car, flanked by his security team, and headed straight for the front of the line. His 2 children were escorted to the ride without any waiting, while the rest of us stood there in disbelief. The mood soured quickly. People who had been queuing for hours began shouting, 'Get to the back of the queue!' There were even boos from the crowd. It felt incredibly unfair, and many of us couldn't help but feel let down. This sentiment was echoed by others in the queue, who expressed disappointment at the Prime Minister's actions. 'I understand he's in a unique position and has security concerns,' the tourist added, but it was still a tough pill to swallow. Brits pride themselves on fair play and being good at queuing. It's part of our culture. To see someone in such a privileged position ignore that was disheartening. The incident quickly gained traction online, with many questioning whether this behavior was appropriate for someone in his position. Some critics have gone as far as to say that it reflects poorly on his leadership qualities. What should have been a private family moment has now turned into a public relations nightmare for the Prime Minister. The controversy has not only upset British holidaymakers, but also visitors from other countries who were present at the scene. As reactions continue to pour in, the question on many minds is whether this incident is indicative of a larger problem. Is Keir Starmer out of touch with the everyday struggles of ordinary people? Or was this simply a misunderstanding blown out of proportion? What do you think? Was it right for Keir Starmer to skip the queue, given his security requirements? Or should he have waited like everyone else? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video if you believe fairness should always come first. In other news, Labour has been issued a stark warning about their planned inheritance tax changes for farmers, claiming they could drive more agricultural workers into poverty and potentially suicide. Speaking to the media, commentator Sarah Louise Robertson condemned Chancellor Rachel Reeves's proposed tax measures on the farming community. On New Year's Eve, over 4,000 farmers gloriously lit beacons of hope across the UK, to signify the fire is still raging against Labour's inheritance tax raid. The protest was organised by Herefordshire farmer Martin Williams, one of 5 farmers who also organised the London Farming Rally on November 19th. Discussing the decision by Reeves on the news, Robertson expressed deep concern that Labour would not listen to farmers' objections to the planned changes. "The farming community has never been under attack as much as it is at the moment," she told the media. She also warned that the proposed tax changes would drive more of them into poverty, drive more of them into suicide, affect their mental health more. Robertson highlighted alarming statistics about farmer suicides, noting that 102 agricultural workers took their own lives in 2019. The commentator revealed stark figures about farmers' financial struggles, pointing out that livestock farm workers typically earn between £9,000 and £22,000 annually. She also emphasized the significant debt burden facing the agricultural sector. Most farms on average are in £200,000 in debt, Robertson claimed. These existing pressures, she argued, make the farming community particularly vulnerable to any additional financial burdens. Robertson warned the tax changes could have far-reaching consequences for Britain's agricultural sector. She later argued that the measures would lead to the loss of more farms across the country. This is then going to impact on our country in terms of agricultural sustainability, our food production, everything, she told the media. The commentator described the proposed inheritance tax changes as the most crippling, craziest tax that is going to hit farmers and the agricultural community so hard. Robertson went on to emphasize that the proposed tax changes would yield relatively modest returns for the government. According to the commentator, the inheritance tax measures would only raise £115 million annually. That's nothing in the grand scheme of things, she told the media. She suggested this limited financial benefit failed to justify the potential damage to farming communities. Robertson also argued this relatively small financial gain for the Treasury could come at a devastating cost to farming families and food production. Lastly, Princess Kate and Prince William are being very careful on how to mark the Princess of Wales's birthday. On January 9th, a royal expert has exclusively told the media. After an incredibly tough 2024 for the royal family, Princess Kate is set to begin the new year by celebrating her 43rd birthday with her family. It is unclear how the Prince and Princess of Wales, both currently 42, will celebrate the occasion, with no official plans or statements being released. Richard Fitzwilliams suggested that the royal couple will plan step by step as they enter the new year. He told the media, "If you look at Kensington Palace and the way they handled this, they've been very careful. We have absolutely no idea the way she will celebrate her birthday. There have been meetings we know she's participated in, but they've been very careful, firstly not to give too much notice of this, and secondly not to commit themselves to anything. We know that the Waleses were due to go to Italy. Anything like that must be planned months in advance, and you can't when she still has a long way to go." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content.